Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I'm so excited to have on an 11 and 26-year-olds from Manchester, England and Kirkcaldy, Scotland. Their hockey journey has taken them to England, Scotland, Canada, the USA, and Northern Ireland. And I just saw one of them in the old honey hole, Cardiff, Wales, and he ran amok of the place, making it rain chocolate for my gals and Batchy. They return to the Shed Legends after episodes 250 and 258 have combined for 1,718 goals, plays, or listens. They both just mucked it up in their rookie seasons, one with Manchester's youth program, and hopefully has the right length of stick now. The other was his rookie pro season with the Manchester Storm, with a bunch of Shed guys that came together, started running amok the second half, and promptly became the Chocolatey Manchester Storm. The Storm hockey family came together for a second half heater and made the playoffs for the first time in 5 years, and chocolate rained down in celebration, and these two Shed guys were integral parts of the success. Welcome back to the Shed, Jake Edwards and Michael Korol.
Wow, what an intro.
Okay. How are you guys doing? Impressive. Jake, you awake, bud?
Yeah, just about.
So I get it now. We know each other. Timing for this is a bit difficult, now that Moose is back in BC. Jake, it's 3 a.m. there, on a school night.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rough Friday.
That can happen, but you know what? Sometimes you got to dig down deep to win. And thanks for doing this, buddy. That's how you win championships. You need guys like you that'll step her up, make it happen.
Thank you, Jakey.
So how'd you wake up? What kind of alarm you got there? You had a phone right beside you. You set like 5 alarms.
I've got my mum for an alarm.
Good idea. Yeah. So can you guys believe, Jake? I didn't know when I had you on that you were famous. Like, you've been listened to in 2 episodes, your brief one with Moose and then the one with yourself, over 1,700 times. That's crazy to me and to you, I think, right?
Yeah, I didn't realize how much I've been watched.
Yeah, I find it interesting because I would have never guessed anybody would listen to me talk in my shed. Now you're getting up at 3 a.m. and throwing chocolate at me, eh? Fun stuff, eh?
Yeah, that was fun.
So another way we know each other, Moose, this is all kind of spawned because you just re-signed, eh? You're coming back to the Chocolatey Manchester Storm.
Yes, sir. Excited to be back.
So bit of turnover around there, eh? I don't know how it works. I just saw that the fellow that got injured that came to the Shed, Ryan Barrow, is heading to my old team, the Devils, eh?
Yeah. I think that's maybe the aspect of pro hockey I'm probably not too used to yet. It's
weird, eh?
A lot of turnover, and there's kind of friendships you make, and then
you just play against
one and done, right? So yeah, obviously very, very happy for Bearsy, and that he's getting back to being healthy and he's able to play again, and I think he's going to have great success in Cardiff too. He's obviously a heck of a player, and I know, Jakey, you can probably attest to that too. He's got a lot of talent, and I wish him all the best. And again, one of a friend that you hope you kind of keep in touch with and stuff like that after your playing days are over and stuff. So.
Wow, that's when your play days are over, you got to start a Shed to stay in contact with everybody.
Shed.
I think he came on and then pretty well right after got hurt, and he never even really got to be a part of all the chocolate. I don't like.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for him, but I mean, props to him. He stuck it out there the full year and hanging out with us and being a good teammate, and I think you got to admire that, especially being in his situation.
So did you say he stuck around the team the whole year? He didn't leave?
Yeah, no, he was there right until the bitter end.
Well, I guess it's different, right? Because he was a rookie. It's probably a little different than when I got injured for the rest of the season and got naked and got spray painted in the pregame speeches, right? It's probably
No.
different when you got to play again the next year. People might not take you seriously if they've seen you spray painted.
Maybe a little different, but I mean, I think that's just props to him and the kind of character he is and the guy he is. That I don't know too many guys that could stick it out for half a season just sitting on the sidelines and
Not being part of the team and watching it is the worst part of anything ever.
It's got to be tough. Yeah, especially for him. He was off to such a, he's had such a successful first half, and I think to lose him, for us at least, it was tough to do. So
it was him and Jesper, right? Jesper was running amok too. The two of them together were quite the duo, and then they both got hurt for a long time. But at least Jesper came back at the end, eh?
Yeah, no kidding. Thank goodness. But I guess that's kind of the unfortunate part about hockey sometimes. Hey, you don't really get the right balances, and I think being healthy at the right times is important as well. So
sure is. But you guys were hot that second half, eh, Jake? The Storm were pretty hot that second half. They got pretty chocolatey around there, didn't it?
Yeah.
I just if you guys could see this from my eyes, you guys wouldn't. You guys might appreciate it more. That it's literally I just did a normal day, and then put my kids to bed, and then literally said I'm going out to the shed. And I'm like, my son's like, who are you talking to? I'm like, well, the kid in the UK that chucks the chocolate for us. And he's like, Jake? I'm like, yeah, Jake. And for me, it's just interesting. I got this huge hockey family now, and it's expanded dramatically. But to think of me coming out here, just walking out to my shed, getting on my work computer and talking to people, there's actually chocolate getting thrown on the ice around the world. And in Manchester, I never even played there. I didn't even know any of you guys at the start of the year.
yeah, pretty
fun
crazy.
Is fun.
It
right?
is fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Jake, I heard you just bought another Korol jersey, huh? Another Moose jersey? Do you not have enough? What do you do with all them?
Yeah, this is my fifth game one. One I'm owning is away one.
Oh, you get a game more, and those are better, eh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I actually took a look at that. The old what was it? Buy and loan. Yeah. I checked it out. I was thinking of getting my own Moose jersey for the shed.
Oh goodness. Your poor mom, Jake. She's gonna be you might have to get a job, like a paper route or something, to start paying for all these jerseys. Huh?
I don't even think it's the jerseys. What about all the chocolate? Who's paying for all that, Jake?
Yeah.
My mom's paying for everything.
That's a pretty good mom, Jake.
Yeah.
You better not be giving her any hard times, because she's doing a lot for you these days,
No, I try not.
I was really impressed with how much chocolate you brought to Wales. So thank you, because I was borderline having a heart attack. I don't know. It's something. My body wasn't coping with how much exercise I just had. And then they did the slap shot, and they were having a little shed guy baby when the blue came out. And I was so tired. We did the photo with everybody. I was so tired. I kind of forgot about the chocolate. And then all of a sudden it starts coming. And I turn around and look, and there's Jake with a big smile on his face, just hucking him at me.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Hey, Jake, you remember when we locked eyes, when you were chucking them at me, you and your mom?
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool, because all the guys, when it started happening, there's a lot of guys that didn't know what was happening. And they started picking them up and eating them. And then they all started pushing them towards me and said, oh, they all say Wally on them. And they didn't know why. They thought the chocolate was for them. It was for my gals, Batchy, right? And do you know how cool that was as an under-9 gals house league coach to have them on the podcast and then tell them that I was going to go to the UK and play a hockey game, and people would throw chocolate on the ice for them, and I'd bring it back to them. And then I did it. And then the Shed family did it. You did it, Jake. And everybody else that threw chocolate, we did it. And I got to drive around and visit. My daughter got to see her friends that she hadn't seen since hockey. I got to have a beer with the dads, and we delivered chocolate. It was fantastic. So great work, everybody. Right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
By the way, I think the gal's favorite is Boost. Shed
Boost.
Boost. Yeah. Shed
Wow.
Boost.
Okay.
Goes well with what we're doing out here with the shed boosts, you know?
Yeah, I guess it's fitting. Maybe you should look for a sponsorship or something.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But there isn't even any boosts in where the shed is. Kind of weird to be sponsored
Yeah,
by a
know.
chocolate bar
Import.
over there.
I'm gonna have to import them.
Yeah. So Jake, how long do we got? Are you staying up all night and going right into school and running amok, or are you going to get back to bed for a bit?
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to bed out of this.
Yeah, you need some sleep, big man.
Yeah, maybe take the first class off, eh?
Yeah.
So I get it now. We know each other. Jake, I saw that you got, it's one of my favorite photos ever, because every time someone sends me a photo of them wearing a 2Ls and Hockey Tales shirt, hat, anything, anywhere they are in the world, I think it's the coolest thing ever. And you got the Good Day for Living mug, a running amok shirt, which is hilarious that there's running amok shirts around because it's funny to me. And you got the hoodie, right? You got all the stuff, and then you got all the jerseys of Moose. Man, you're living. But seriously, thanks for getting all that. What was that for? What'd you get? What was that, birthday, Christmas, or you just get?
Yeah, it was for my birthday.
Well, those are cool birthday gifts in my eyes, you know?
Yeah, cool birthday gift.
I hope you like it. And then the other way we know each other is when you went on your trip to like London, and I got the photos of you wearing the shirt with Wally 18 on the back and all these cool places. You're in the old phone booth making a call. You're with those guys that don't move or say anything, right?
Yeah, it was fun down there.
It's pretty neat, man. It makes the world feel not so big when like you're in England right now. Moose is out West Canada. I think I'm closer to you, Jake, than I am to him. It's pretty similar.
Not too far, yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, it makes it feel like not such a big world when you're wearing 2Ls and Hockey Tales stuff and just running amok of London, England. You know, that's cool. So folks, if anybody buys stuff, send me pictures, and it's available at aleshockeytales.com. And that's Sean Collins, my website maker guy that I don't shout out enough, that's done all this for me. He sets up all the raffles and does all the fun stuff. So thank you. Yeah, right? Go buy some clothes and take some photos and send them to me because it's funny. And fun is fun, right?
You got to get him a job as an influencer or something for your merchandise there, Wally.
Jake he's director of Shed Marketing, actually.
Perfect. That's right. That's right. I remember that. So
when you join an organization that is just volunteers, it's hard to get paid, but you're right up there, Jake. You're next in line. Okay. So how many chocolate bars do you think you bought this year, or your mom bought?
I'll say maybe bordering like 600, 700.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, they're not that cheap anymore either. Right. And you know what else I'm trying to do? Who, I guess this was big news for the Storm fans, right? Critch is back. Right?
Yes, sir.
We haven't talked about that yet.
Yeah, no, it's that's exciting. I love Critch. I know Jake's a big fan too, so I think it's awesome for the both of us to have him back for sure. From what I've heard from everybody I've talked to, seems like everybody would be excited to have him on their team and have him back if we had him. Yeah, no, he's 100%. And fun fact, right, for the Shed folks, he was the one that started the Chocolatey Manchester Storm. He came on and said he just wanted a storm. He didn't care about what kind of chocolate. He just wanted to win and have a storm. Then he went out, got in a fight, mucked it up. You guys beat Sheffield. Chocolate hits the ice. If that all doesn't happen that game, maybe we're not standing here today, right? Maybe. Yeah. On there. Right. Maybe. I don't know, Jake. How'd you find out about throwing chocolate on the ice? Was it after that, or did you know? Did you listen to Critch and you were ready?
I listened to Critch and I was ready.
Oh, so you were one of the pioneers of the chocolate throwing.
Yeah.
Attaboy. I love it. So where do you listen to it then? Do you walk your dog to listen to it? That's what I do.
No, it's mostly like in the car on my way to my hockey lessons or on the way to school.
So let's get into that then. So Moose showed up at one of your training sessions, eh?
Yeah, it was the second time he showed up.
Shed guys are the best, aren't they?
Yeah,
Isn't
100%.
Isn't it weird? It's you figure out who are shed guys just by talking around, and like shed guys know shed guys. And then when I hear he's doing stuff like that, then I know I got good taste in men. Did he teach anything? Did he tell you your stick was too long?
No, not really.
Sorry, you cut out there. He didn't teach you anything?
Not really.
Oh,
He
geez.
did.
No, he
Thanks
just
for
came
that
out and
teacher.
had fun and mucked around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be teaching people stuff every time. You just go out there and do it and have fun, and then you get better, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun first.
Exactly. And then you want to learn new stuff once you love it. So Jake, are you getting better? You loving it?
Yeah, I love it.
Really? So what you'd rather play than watch?
I think it's pretty much even because
that
I like
right?
playing, but yeah.
Yeah, I used to rather play. Now, geez, that was a tiring game the other week there. So Jake, can you give me a
Yeah.
player review? How'd you think I did? Was conditioning an issue again?
No, I thought you did great.
Really? Did you see both my
Yeah.
goals? You saw both of them, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Still got it, right?
Got it. Right.
Still got
Still
it.
got it.
Yeah, don't have to skate for 5 years. Just get right into it after a weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys yeah.
You guys in Manchester need to stop with the turnover and have guys stay for 10 years so you can have testimonials and invite the weird guy to shed that have never played for Manchester, because testimonials are the funnest thing ever, aren't they, Jake?
Yeah, they're really fun.
And I'm sorry I didn't get to talk to you that much because I went over during warmups to say hi, and then we got to have our picture together. But like, I just thought you'd be there after the game, but I guess you guys were busy and you left and carried on with the night, right? I guess we had met, but I thought I'd see you after. There was a lot of chatting after, you know. If I was recording, I bet you I could have recorded 5 hours of talking to people. But where'd you go? Did you stay in Cardiff?
Yeah, we stayed at Cardiff in the night near Cardiff Bay, but I was at the auction for a bit, but we left after about half an hour. 15 minutes.
Those jerseys are overpriced there. I tell you, what they paid for my jersey, Jake, don't be thinking about doing that shit. Yeah. But so, with Critch coming back, he started the Chocolate Storm. I want to sponsor his jersey. Finner gave me a number and I said, okay, I'll do it. I said, let's do it. And then it just keeps saying he's seen the messages, but he doesn't write back. And I'm like, listen, dude, I'm going to make that much money and I'm going to keep doing raffles of jerseys and just send you the money until I've paid my debt. But I want him wheeling around with a 2 L's and Hockey Tails logo on,
There you go. Yeah.
That'd be cool, right?
That would be pretty cool. Now you're part of the ship, part of the crew.
Right? And all these big budget teams poaching our guys, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I'm just trying to bring parity back to the league, folks. Just trying to help the Storm out that play in the Storm shelter, right?
Absolutely.
So, Jake, what's your favorite arena in the league? You've been to a few now? Sea frozen.
Yeah, I think my favorite's definitely the Storm Shelter. Then I think Belfast or Cardiff in second.
Yeah, wow. Belfast is a big one, eh? It's a big rink.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Moose, what's your favorite?
Oh, geez. You know what? I would probably go with Belfast. Is pretty fun to play in. It's
all right.
Yeah, Belfast, or I don't know, Cardiff's good as well. I feel like Cardiff's almost like the perfect size, You kind of got that lower bowl and kind of feels like the fans are right on top of you. I remember our first, I think it was our first exhibition game this past season. We were on the road in Cardiff, and I couldn't get over, like I wasn't playing that game, and I was sitting there and I couldn't find a seat, like a spot to sit. And I was like, this is for an exhibition game. This is absolutely insane. So
Yeah. They have quite the fan base now.
yeah. Yeah. It was pretty,
It's quite the thing they built
impressive.
there.
It was pretty impressive. So
no, I know. And that's how all this happens. Was like they kept winning after I left, and they got quite the fan base now. And then there's a bunch of people listening, and then people talk, and then but yeah, I want to sponsor Critch's jersey, and I'll pay the amount I said I'd pay. I'll start So what I'm going to do is raffle off jerseys, and I'll give the money to the Storm until I've paid my debt. But we're making Shed Guy and Shed Gal jerseys with my kid's silhouette on them, right? A Two Ales and Hockey Tales jersey that says Shed Guy or Shed Gal, and it'll be a one of a kind. It'll be the only one out there in the world, right? Except for the ones for my kids. So I think we could make some money with that raffle, and then we'll pay for Critch's jersey, right?
Yeah, there we go. Maybe you could do a special theme night or something. We could do a Two Ales jersey or something like that. Who knows?
Right. Well, and who knows how much fun we can have in Manchester, right?
Yeah.
So how did you end up coming back? Was it an easy decision? Did Ginner give you what you wanted, and you like how did it work?
To be honest, it was pretty straightforward. I enjoyed it a lot, and I think just kind of the person I am, and I value the relationships, a lot more than maybe the average person does, and you know what I mean. I just felt the more and more time I spent in Manchester, kind of the more and more comfortable I became. The year went on, and for me, it's I think when you're comfortable, right, you tend to play better, and you kind of perform to your best. And I just looking back on the season, this
happy
past
hockey
season,
players play better. That's
exactly. And I mean, it's I kind of when you get home and everyone kind of asks how was the season and all that stuff, and how did things go for you, and I kind of have to pinch myself a little bit, because when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're 26 years old, if you can turn around, I mean, I got that this year, at the age of 26, like, I don't know, for me, that was like,
you cut out there on me for a second. I had to tell. So you said right before you're 26 years old. What'd you say?
Well, like when you can turn around and say, you're 26 years old and you got better, you know what I mean? Over the course of a year. And I just felt that coming back to Manchester was an opportunity for me to continue to get better. And I know that just with the group of guys that we had, and obviously things change a lot, but I feel like with the core group that we're hoping to bring back, there's just so many guys in that room that you can learn from, and that are really good pros, and guys you can kind of look up to and bounce ideas off of. And I mean, I think that's a huge part of it, right? And I think I definitely learned I learned this year that it's tough it's not easy to be a good pro every single day, you know what I mean? And I think
it's being a pro is a thing that like you get better at as you go. And I wasn't, my knee was buggered up and stuff, but like I was the same player every day by the end. I was that old weathered guy that like every time I went out there, you knew what I was going to bring. Where at the start of my career, I wasn't that guy,
Yeah. And I think, you know what I mean? I think that's the difference. And that's probably why you can keep playing for longer, or, as long as you can, is I think just, continuing to show up every day, and, you know what I mean? Do it right every single day. And I think that kind of, okay, obviously, up and down throughout a season, you kind of, I think you've probably been there too, where your confidence kind of wavers, and you're in highs and lows, and it was kind of a a big eye opener for me this year was, you know what I mean? No one's really going to get, I think you earn your own confidence kind of by showing up
By
every day
doing.
and preparing so that, you know, when the time comes to, you know what I mean, go out there and show it, you know, you're ready and you're not necessarily kind of panicking or cramming for the exam sort of thing.
Well, and you gotta remember, like the league you came from to the league you were playing in, you would have came a long way this year because I think the people you practice with every day, the people you compete with every day, and then when you get out in the games, it's gonna be trial by fire, right? And yeah, I would think you would have got a lot better this year, and like your plus minus was pretty good for the squad. And so what was your role? Because I actually never saw one of my favorite teams play.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, you know, at the start of the year, I think I think
You
everyone
guys
wants
play 3 lines or 4? You guys probably have a budget for 3 lines.
and for me, I guess, yeah, for me, I guess, you know, I started out as the extra forward, and you know, injuries and stuff kind of happen, and after that you kind of get to play a bit more, and you start to get a bit more confidence and feel more comfortable. So you know, I slowly worked my way into, you know, a bit of a penalty kill role, and you know, I was obviously super thankful for, you know, Ginner having the confidence in me, you know, to put me out there in those kind of situations. And I guess not to sound boastful or, you know, arrogant or anything like that, but you know, those are things that, you know, deep down I know I'm good at.
Yeah, that's
you know
what
I
you've
mean?
been doing.
I know I can kill penalties, and you know what I mean, if it is a last minute or something.
That's what you pride yourself in.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what I mean? I know I'm not the most offensively gifted guy, or you know, I'm not going to score you 20, 30 goals in a season. So for me, like you said, taking pride in just the little things. And I think, you know, a big part of it was, you know, just especially the group of guys that we had, you know, they would notice that, and you know what I mean? They would acknowledge you for that. And to me, that obviously, again, goes back to your confidence, right? It makes you feel pretty good about yourself. And
well, then you go out there and you kill a couple penalties, and then you start feeling it, right? That's
exactly
how it works. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, okay, Jake, where and what are you doing now?
I'm at home in Manchester, missing Storm.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah.
The middle of the night. And Moose, what about you?
I'm out in Kimberley right now. Living with my girlfriend for the
You
summer.
cut out again. Jeepers creepers. But this, I got to get a booster out here in the shed. It's yeah.
No, working out in Kimberley, BC. Living with my girlfriend. Doing a bit of landscaping and trying to stay in as good a shape as I can. So come September time, we're ready to hit the ground running. So
yeah, it's
the summer grind, I guess you could call it. But
well, it's no secret. There's a lot of pros that played at our level that have to work in the summer. Like you don't have to, you want to. People want to stay busy, people want to make money, but like people did you know people think we make like a lot of money in like leagues that aren't in the NHL? It's like there's like a few out there. There's Sweden, KHL, Switzerland that like pay where maybe you can do different things after hockey, but the rest of us, we're doing it because we love it, and we're working in the summer. It's just to do what we love in the winter.
I don't know. I was saying that today. I think you know, in the dog days of summer when you're working, you know, from sun up to basic sundown, I definitely would say that a bad day at the rink beats a good day at work. So
they say play hockey, go to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, so Jake, you almost get a summer break for school. Like my kids are almost done, and then they're going to be here all the time. Do you get a break too?
Yeah, we've got about 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks left.
Yeah. So then what's the plan? What's the off-season plans, Jake?
I'm trying to do as much training and off-ice training as I can.
You're stick handling, working on the mitts, are you? Shooting?
Yeah.
You got an area to shoot pucks in your house or where?
As long as everyone stays out the way, then yeah.
I did the same thing, Jakey. I went and picked up a net not too long ago. My the one in Saskatoon probably wouldn't have made it here, so it would have fallen apart on the road. So I did the exact same thing as you. Took some of my own money and put it into a hockey net. So
I talked to Bryce Reddick's mom and with my family and everything going on. So Moose, are you saying you're not by your family, right? You're not by your mom right now. You're with your girlfriend.
Yeah. Mom's in Saskatoon right now. So is my little sister. So
how will you get to see them then?
Yeah, they're coming out actually. Well, I don't think my sister's coming, but my mom and then my auntie and uncle, they're gonna come out here July 10th, I think. So right around the corner. So I'll get to kind of to see them because only really kind of poked my head in the door in Saskatoon for I think it was about 10 or 12 days.
Yeah.
Then it was on
That's
the road.
not enough for a parent, just let you know, because now I'm starting to see it coming, and it'd be like if that little punk leaves or if my daughter leaves, they just show up for like a week. Yeah. Starting to think of it the other way. When I was the other guy, I used to always be the other guy. I used to be that guy that I'd come home for the summer and I'd hardly see my parents because I'd be too busy having a time with all my buddies.
Yeah. No, it'll be great to have them out here. And I know that I think when it comes closer to start of season, I think I'll probably head back to Saskatoon at least for a little bit of time there and see some friends and some more family. So no, it'll be exciting end to the summer for sure.
So before I get into the poster picks, Moose, is your favorite chocolate bar still the same? And what was it?
The Munchies.
Is that still your favorite?
100%. Would never change it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Did I try that? A munchie?
You'd know if you tried it. So
I got one bag left because I didn't find I miscounted, but I don't think I've had one of those. Jake, did you chuck one of those?
I didn't chuck one. No, we didn't have any
munchies. I can't remember. I've talked to too many people about chocolate.
Once you get in the game, you'll never leave.
Okay, poster picks. Funny thing is that mooses have come up lately. Is that Cade Nielsen that was just on last? Was just in Alaska and like ran into a real moose, but anyhow. Yeah. So then a shed guy, Dylan Bath, sends me a photo, and that's what makes the world not feel so big. He's from Sheffield. He sends me a photo and says, after listening to it, I forgot I saw this. And he sends me a photo of a moose he had seen. And it's like just interesting. It makes the world not so big, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So poster picks. Jake, I think it's when Moose came to practice with you, you got a Ducks jersey. What player's on the back? Adam Banks or Charlie?
Banks.
Banks, You're a Banks fan? The cake eater.
Yeah.
You like that movie?
Yeah, I've watched all three at least like 2 times.
Yeah, they're good movies. So how many jerseys do you own?
12 from last season, and then already 1 from this season.
Holy smokes.
Sorry, did you say 12?
Yeah.
What do you do with them? They just hang up in your closet?
I've got this reel where I put all my hockey stuff on and all the jerseys, so
No,
they all go on the...
You're getting it all set up like the shed.
Yeah, the jersey rack.
So actually, that brings back a memory. You see the 18s back there. I got Rah-Rahs, my buddy from Cardiff that wears number 18 from when we met back in the day. And do you know that we met bowling? We met at the Cardiff Devils bowling night, and I heard you two guys went bowling.
We did, yeah. Yeah, that was I think it was geez, that would have been after Christmas, I think. Yeah. We did a little fan night with all
And
the fans
isn't
bowling
that
around.
for me, like, especially now when I'm coaching kids and stuff, and like, so for me, I started putting it more together when I had kids, and I like saw what the fans of Cardiff did for my child and the impact, and then for my daughter, and like what it can do to a kid. And then you see your kid when I take him to NHL games and what he can think. You start putting it together, what it can do for a kid. And like, where was I going with that? I forget. Oh, the bowling, like a night of bowling. I met a kid and now he wears number 18 in Cardiff and got into hockey because of a night bowling with the Devils. And they just won the league trophy this year, you know,
That's awesome.
in under 14. Haha. Winning's fun.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, I think you
So
look
is
at something
Moose a
like
good
that.
bowler? I feel like he's not bending the knees enough, Jake. What do you think? I bet you he's not good. I bet you he's just chucking it hard.
He was like a pro bowler compared to
Really?
everyone else.
So he had some finesse. He was like curving it and everything.
Yeah.
Really? I thought he'd just be mucking it up down the lane like a moose. He'd just be chucking her.
Wally.
I've never seen you bowl. Do you know that I'm a terrible bowler? So I don't know. So how was Jake, Moose? Was he all right? Were you putting up the bumpers for him, or did you keep them down?
I don't think he had the bumpers up, which was pretty cool. His little sister though, I don't know. She might have his number. You might have to bring your A game next time to beat your little sister there, Jakey. So no, he was awesome. And I don't ever take those kind of things for granted. It was a lot of fun, and just to kind of get to hang out in a setting. It's, maybe not necessarily hockey driven, and just to hang out and kind of. I think it just shows, we might, be hockey players, but we're, what I mean? We're normal human beings, and we have lives outside of the rink too. So
and there's some days you don't want to play hockey all the time. You want to go bowling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You never know.
But also get to know people and your fans. Like I know Moose, like this is pretty neat that Jake's taking a shine to you, right? Like it was your rookie season. You said you were the extra forward a bit, and Jake's taking a shine to you, which is cool, but I could tell why. And it's, you're a good dude. And shed guys are shed guys. And what it reminds me of is when I went to Cardiff there for the testimonial, Jake takes off, he actually slept that night, probably. Tonight he's not. But when we got to that jersey raffle or whatever auction, and then everybody starts leaving, Samuel Jardine and a group of about 10 guys talk. I just watched them. They were all the shed guys I talk about. They stayed there all night talking to fans, taking pictures with fans, signing stuff. Nobody left. They were there. And it wasn't because someone told them to. It was because we all wanted to be there. We all wanted to get to know people and chat with them. And we appreciate them being our fan,
Absolutely. Yeah. I think, and I said it earlier, I think to me, it's the best part about playing hockey is the people you meet along the way and the relationships you get to build. I don't know, for me, at least that's
how you
really
build a shed.
Yeah. It's the best part.
It is.
Really
the tough part though is like for me was when it ended, and then it felt like I didn't have that anymore, and it felt like I didn't have. We didn't all talk all the time, and we didn't all communicate all the time. But We don't have to
Absolutely.
talk every day to know that we're there for each other, you know?
I said that, I actually said that when I got home, first got home from Manchester, and it was like the weirdest feeling. You almost feel like kind of down in the dumps and a little blue, like where you're just like, what's going on? Like, why am I feeling like this? And like, you know what I mean? I should be excited to be home. I get to see, you know, my family and my friends and all this stuff. And I think you kind of realize that it's almost like that postseason low where
You're not
you
with the
get to see
guys.
yeah, your
The
friends all the
banter's
time.
gone and the whole,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a weird feeling. It really hit me this year more than probably ever. And I was just like,
Well,
wow,
that means you had a good
must have been a
team
special
though.
group. So,
That
yeah, exactly.
there's teams where guys are ready to be done. There's teams
Yeah.
where guys, you're never going to win a championship. You're never going to go far when there's guys that are ready to be done. And your team you seemed into it. You guys all seemed like you like there was a bunch of shed guys, and all the pictures I was sent looked like a team having a lot of fun playing hockey.
Yeah, no, it was a really good group of guys, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And like I said, I made some friendships last year that I wouldn't trade for the world. You know,
One of
uh,
them, I bet, is there was a poster pics. We're back to that. There's you with three other dudes you put on, and it's
Yeah.
after a big W, and I think it's Stevie Johnson. I've never had him to the shed,
Yeah.
but I know he's a shed guy, right?
Yeah, no, Stevie's he's awesome. It's kind of him and I have kind of had similar, I guess you could say, experiences in life, and I felt that we just really connected a little bit through that. And yeah, I know getting to see the drink every day it was so much fun. And you know, I mean, we still right now, you know, we kind of have one of those just ongoing conversations, you know, still
Yeah.
post season and throughout this summer so far. And I mean, he's an awesome guy. And again, one of those guys that was so helpful to me throughout the year, you know, whether it was bouncing ideas off him or asking for advice. And you know what I mean? He was always there to help. And yeah, I'm super thankful that for the friendship that we've built. And yeah, I'm very thankful. So.
Well, and you know, shed guys, no shed guys. I can tell he's a shed guy. So you want to let him know, I'll have him in the shed anytime, because I can tell what type of dude he is just from the photos I get. Like I look at the team photos and I just see things maybe other people don't. I don't know why. I got issues. But Jake, next poster pick, me and you at the testimonial, right? Anybody give you any trouble? You were wearing a Manchester Storm jersey there?
I got a few funny looks, but no trouble from anyone.
Yeah, because that testimonial is basically all Devils people, right? And Jakey was there with the Storm jersey on, right? Making it rain chocolate. Love it. And one of your poster picks was a signed puck, right? And I found it neat that like I was signing autographs again, because when you do retire and you come home, you don't sign autographs anymore.
Was the signature a little rusty or?
Oh, it's still the same. I still had it there too, on and off the ice.
Okay, I don't boy.
Right, Jake?
Yeah.
Okay. Next poster pick, Moose. Looks like you got a whippy stick. It's like you're taking a wrist or a snapper. You look like you're really flexing that thing, or are you just really strong?
I don't know. It's maybe just a whippy stick. We'll go with that.
What's your flex at here?
Probably cut down a bit. Probably close to about a 90 or something like that.
A big boy like you's using a 90?
Yeah.
Jeepers.
I don't get to shoot the puck too often, Wally. So whenever I do, I make sure I try to get something behind it.
You got a snapper. I understand.
Yeah, I don't need no muffins. Yeah.
So Jake, next poster pick outside the SSE Arena. That's Belfast, right? Big fancy one. So is that a good trip?
Yeah, it was my first time in Belfast. It was great.
It's a pretty cool city, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the coolest parts about being a hockey guy. I know we talked about how we didn't make that much money, but getting to see all the cities in the world and the different stuff that goes on is the best part about it. Oh, not actually meeting the people is the best, but like seeing shit's cool.
Yeah, no,
You know?
that is pretty special as well. Yeah, absolutely.
So Jake, you told me, right? The Titanic thing is there, right? I wasn't crazy, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So let's see here. What curve are you using, Moose? Did I ask you that before?
Yeah, I think maybe not. I don't know. I'm in the P28 curve, the big toe hook.
Oh, hook, eh?
Yeah, I think I switched to that. I think it was going into my junior year at school.
Okay.
Needed a change. But no, it took a little bit of getting used to. A lot of high and wides when I first made the switch, but
changing a curve change. It's a big thing for a while till you can get used to it, right?
Well,
you gotta either really commit or I don't know.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It depends on your skill set. You could probably give me a straight blade and I'd find a way to use it. I don't know.
I can't. I need my
so.
exact stick.
Yeah,
I need the
I don't
exact
touch the
one.
puck too much. So
I guess I'm a bit of a prima donna then, right? What are you gonna do? I need
Pardon
my
me?
good stick. I need a good stick to score. They need to give me the good ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. I don't know. Give me a shovel. I could probably find a way. I don't know.
So Jake, when you went to Cardiff Bay, pretty nice spot, eh?
Yeah, it was nice. I've got to go back there for a road trip this season.
Yeah, you should. That's pretty cool though. It's just makes the world feel not that big. When I went over there and I see a picture of you wearing a Wally 18 shirt in Cardiff Bay, my old honey hole. It just, just makes me a little choked up sometimes. Because it is just us talking in the shed right now. You just got up really early to do it.
Yeah.
So, other way we know each other. One time, Moose, you're getting ready to play a game, and I jump on the Greggy bus for a quick podcast, and then not long after, Jake, you got a tour in Dundee while the boys were getting ready to play, right? The Greggy bus is a fun time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So you liked it? You got to see where all the guys sit and eat and fart and all that on the way to games?
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time on those things. So Moose, you like that bus, eh? Greg, seems like just an absolute dandy. Like we're still in touch after our chat, and that's what I love about this. I'm right part of the Storm family too. I'm a devil, but I'm part of the Storm family too.
Absolutely, yeah.
You guys are my small budget team. They're my big budget team.
Exactly, yeah. Greggy's awesome. He goes above and beyond to take care of us. All the little things. On us, whether it's what just little candies or what I mean. There's always like a full box of chocolate bars when you walk on the bus, and
you can just tell he's the type of guy that wants everybody to be happy and enjoying their day and enjoying being around.
When it comes to, I guess, being a pro, he's a pretty good at what he does, and he goes above and beyond. So.
And so Jake, the tour was good, right? And did you know, this is a fun fact for you, you can't poop on buses in pro hockey. Not allowed. It's real. Okay. I don't know what goes on in youth hockey. Never took a bus in youth hockey. I hear you do that in the UK, but there's no pooping in pro. Serious. So next poster pick. Moose, did you make a house call? Did you go over to Jake's house at some point?
Not this past year, no.
Oh, there was a picture of you, mom, and sister, the full deal.
Oh, that might have been at the bowling alley, actually.
Oh, that's a bowling alley. I didn't look at it
Yeah.
hard enough. Then it's been
Yeah.
busy. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. No, it was, I think that was bowling night, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Um, Another guy that's been to the shed that loves chocolate and was another shed guy in the squad. The Herminator is going to
yeah,
Germany, eh?
yeah, that was, again, someone that's, I grew pretty close with over the course of the
Mhm.
season, and obviously super happy for him to, to have another year pro in a different country, and I'm sure he's gonna, really enjoy the experience. But
What he
I,
would call it,
I
enjoy
would
the
be lying.
ride, right?
Yeah, I would be lying if I wasn't a little sad that he's not coming back, because again, he's one of those guys that you love seeing at the rink every day, and he's a great player as well. And
It's tough when guys change teams, right?
it
Like when
is.
you become
Yeah,
brothers for a year and then
yeah,
one of you, like I found it the hardest switching teams completely. When I
yeah,
started in Landsuit, they were all my brothers. We went on this magical run to the final game and lose in overtime, and we almost won the whole deal. And they were all like my brothers. And then I had to change, like I had to go to the other team because they basically found out what I got offered and said, well, just go. And I was like, all right.
yeah,
But then the first time playing that team, the first time playing Landsuit felt so awkward to me because
yeah.
I had never played against a team I had played for in my life ever.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I can't imagine it's a very easy thing to do. And I mean, I've been fortunate enough in my life. I've never necessarily been traded, or, what I mean, moved teams
Uh,
during a season.
I
So
never did ever.
yeah.
And yeah,
Um,
that was the first time I played against a team I'd been on, and it was so weird the
yeah.
first time.
Yeah. No, I can't imagine.
It didn't feel right. And then the
No.
worst part was then I did change, played 4 years in Bietigheim, and then when I left them and went to their biggest rivals, going back and playing Bietigheim with a different team after 4 years was, whew, that'll throw you for a loop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Anywho, got off the train one night, wrong town. Thought I still lived in Bietigheim, but long story. It was Oktoberfest. It was a long night.
Yeah.
Jake, you're having a long night too, buddy. You're a trooper. I don't want to keep you up too long, but there is a fella that wrote to me yesterday that had his prom tonight. And he asked me, Aaron McDougall asked me if he should wear red or blue to his prom and said which to run amok. And he just sent me a photo after I said blue of him wearing blue. And he said muck ran. So I hope he had a great night. He looked great too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think it's hilarious that people would ask me about fashion advice because I'm the worst dresser in the world.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that people have t-shirts of 2 L's and hockey tails. Thanks, Lee Freeman, for making a good logo, right?
Yeah.
So people wear it.
Yeah, you'll just wear all your own merch now. You won't ever switch it up, so you'll be okay.
That is pretty much all I wear now. Yeah, you're right. Let's see here. So Moose, where do you think we can take this role next year? Think we can get you third line? Are you always a center? You a face-off guy?
Not as, I mean, in the past, I've obviously played in the middle, but I think this year, I guess this past season, I spent quite a bit of time on the wing. You know what I mean? It was a little bit of an adjustment, especially
It is
in
an
our building.
adjustment.
It can be a little tough, right? There's not much room to move out there to begin with. So, you know what I mean? You kind of get a feel for it, and you know what I mean? Something again, I take a lot of pride in just to be on the wall and get pucks out, and you know what I mean? Not cough up any pizzas or anything like that. So, it was a bit of an adjustment, but, you know what I mean? I think,
Well, it is an adjustment because like I've watched my kid be a center his whole life and then have to play like wing during like spring tournaments and stuff. And like he had never done it. It was good for him because you need to learn everything. But it is an adjustment. Like takes time.
as far as this coming season, I mean, uh, I think it can be kind of a slippery slope, but I think maybe from past experiences a little bit too, you kind of go through your first year and it's a big learning experience, and you maybe come out of it, with obviously a bit more confidence, which is a good thing. But I think in the same breath too, going into your second year, I don't think you can ever, whether it's your second, third, or 10th year, when you become complacent, I think that's kind of a dangerous thing.
Oh yeah, and you always got to want more. You always got to want to do more.
Yeah, you got to want more, but I also think you need to work. You need to work more. I understand that nothing's ever given and everything's earned. And my main focus is going into this second year of professional hockey with that same mindset that I'm not going to be given anything, or nothing's really necessarily going to come easy. I'm going to have to work just as hard, if not harder. So
oh yeah,
I don't know, I embrace that, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the daily grind maybe a bit more than the average Joe. And I don't know, I based on last year, I'm excited to get to it, just continue to grow and develop, and hopefully come out of my second year saying I got better again this year. So
yeah. And I have no doubt you will. I actually have no doubt. Research team gets hot, and I get hot. It gets hot on a lot of people, and people get different at different ages. You're just coming into it right now. But Jake, you're just getting started too. So what are you going to do to get better next year? Last time we chatted, didn't you want to make like the Storm Academy or something?
Yeah, I think I'm going to work on my stopping, because currently I'm just running into the boards to stop. And then I might go to the tryouts for next season.
Stopping, yeah, that's a good thing to get going. What are we doing for skate sharpening? Are they sharpened right? Because I saw the length of your stick and some of your buddies' lengths of your stick there, that one photo. And I'm just curious who's sharpening your skates. I hope they know what they're doing, because it matters.
I take them to puck stop in Sheffield. Was the last place I think I got it done.
How many ice times ago was
so
that?
I hope they know what they're doing. Possibly, maybe about 60.
60
ish, yeah.
60 times you've been on the ice since getting your skate sharpened?
Yeah, although only for like 45 minutes an hour.
But I think that might be why you're not stopping right. Yeah,
I think on the shelter.
Well, yeah, I had a hard time stopping there too, but yeah, no, I think you might be time for a freshen up there. Who's the equipment manager at Manchester? I haven't had him on yet. I probably should do that.
I think he I don't know if you met him last time.
I did. He walked through the room when we were chatting.
Yeah, his Scott, we call him Scoots. He's
Scoots.
Awesome
Yeah, he's the guy
well.
that shit himself. That's right. I gotta have him on. So Jake, what do you think we should do this year? They're the Chocolatey Manchester Storm. Like, what can we do to get bigger and better? Because that's what I'm all about.
I think that more people know about it. We should just stick with it and see if we can get everyone throwing chocolate in the shelter.
Everybody, right? And then we should start packing it. They'll win the games. You guys bring the chocolate and it'll just get carried away, eh?
Yeah.
I like it. Good. I like the plan. So I guess we'll have to get Scoots in once the season gets going, right?
Yeah, you'd have a fun time talking to him. He's a good guy, and he's lots of fun. Of fun seeing him around the rink every day.
Equipment managers are my favorite. They're the guys that make the game, aren't they? Absolutely. Like, and they can ruin it, but they can make it too.
No, we I don't know. We went actually quite a few times. We do the steak sandwich Tuesdays at the market in Altrincham there. And yeah, he's such a generous guy, Scoots, that he'd probably give you the shirt off his back if he could. And
Sounds like a shed guy.
Yeah, I always kind of believe that when it comes to your training or equipment staff, anything like that, you go above and beyond for them, because they'll ultimately do the same for you, right? And
let's just be part of the team. Yeah,
yeah,
do it for each other.
Yeah, I got a special place in my heart for those guys, and so I always do my best to look out for them and try and take care of them as best I can too.
I get it. Jake, you said you were going to come up with questions before we shut her down. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, so for Mikey, I've got, what was your favorite moment from last season?
Oh, geez.
Okay, can I say first? I'm going to guess his first professional goal. No, it's not. It's something team related.
It's a memorable one.
I knew it's going to be team related. First time there's chocolate. No.
Yeah. I'll remember that for a long time, obviously, but it's so hard for me to pinpoint, one exact thing. I would say, I think that doubleheader we had in Belfast before Christmas was pretty special. I think we were on a bit of a slide leading up to that, and I know we played Coventry at home on Friday and we lost, and then gear was getting packed up and we were flying to Belfast the next day. And I think that can be a bit of an intimidating situation given the circumstances that we were in prior to that, and to come out of there with 4 points over a weekend was pretty special. And it was I think overall it was a huge group effort from our team. I don't think you're necessarily going to beat Belfast if you don't have everyone going, and
winning takes everyone.
Yeah, for me that was a pretty cool feeling, especially after that Sunday game. They were the league champs this year, and we went in there and won back-to-back nights. But you know what I mean? Overall, just there's so many memories from this year that that are so special to me, and meeting people and building the relationships, and getting to spend time, whether it's out at Learn to Skate, with Jakey, or it's out with with the Storm Academy kids, during the week. Like, it, to me, that's so special. And I don't know, to just pick one single memory from this year is very difficult, Jake. So good question. But
so that means that he had a fun year playing hockey.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
An awesome time.
Okay, Jake, next question. You got any more?
So for you, Wally, I have, how much chocolate did you eat yourself, and do you have any new favorites from what was sent over?
Well, I did eat some, not much. It was mainly making sure I gave it out evenly to the gals. But I do still have this. This is empty. You gave this to me, and that's the one that says, to the ultimate shed guy, an honorary member of the Storm family, Jake. I ate all the Buenos, but I would say I do enjoy twirls. They're okay. They're pretty good. I don't think anything really knocked my socks off, because I did have some chocolate sent to me earlier this season, so I could try some things out, and I don't mind a boost. They're good. Twirls are good. I'm trying to think if anything knocked my socks off. I don't think, I'm still going with the hazelnuts. The Buenos are still pretty good, I think. Buenos for the boys. It's a memory for me too, right? Was talking to my shed, episode 115, with my son and two of his buddies from the team I was coaching in under 11. We have a chat with Sam Duggan, comes on, shed guy, nice enough to come on in the middle of the night like you are, Jake, to meet my kids. And then they went to Cardiff and it just the ice was littered with Buenos and Twix for Mac. And it's like, to think of how cool the stuff is that's happened from talking in my shed, it's hard to actually think about. It's hard to comprehend, you know, because there was a lot of Buenos, but I never got to eat any of them. This was the first time I've seen it in real life. And Jake, I had no idea how beat up the chocolate bars get. Some of them get smashed.
Do they? I've never had one that's been thrown.
I had never had one that had been thrown.
Yeah.
I'd only seen it on my phone. I'd only seen that it's
Yeah,
been
some of them
happening around the
turn to
world.
dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what you do with that is you mix it with vanilla ice cream, you know, make it
There
a
we go.
Dairy
Then you're
Queen
on
Blizzard.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an ice cream guy too, so
Right. I
might be
went through
trouble,
that
but-
phase. Now I'm a beer guy.
I'm still in the phase.
So Jake, you got any more questions?
Yeah, I'll just finish with this last one. What's your favorite NHL team?
Huh. Moose, do you want to go first?
For me, my favorite team is the Ottawa Senators. I just vividly remember my dad. He went on some sort of trip back over to Canada, and I think he had gone to a game, and he picked me up a jersey, and you know what I mean. I still have the jersey till this day. It's obviously tiny now, but just I remember when they lost to, I think it was Anaheim in the Cup Finals in 2007. My dad let me, because we were still living in the UK, my dad let me stay up and watch the game with him. And I don't think I've ever cried so hard in my life. I was so sad they lost, but obviously loved Daniel Alfredson and
Spezza.
Spezza, Danny Heatley. And there was a lot of good players on that team.
Phillips, Redden.
Yeah. I think Charo was on their team at the time
Yeah.
too. And there was a lot of guys, Chris Neal, Chris Kelly, all those guys. So no, those are I have very fond memories of the Ottawa Senators, and hopefully we can they're getting better. They're turning it around. So
Didn't they get a new owner or something?
yeah. They just got they got bought by a new guy. So
Yeah. So
we'll
Jake,
kinda
what's
see-
your favorite team?
Probably the Montreal Canadiens.
Shut
Wow.
up. What? Why? What do you like about them?
I just like pretty much the whole club.
Nowadays, you like the core?
Yeah.
Who-
Yeah,
Like who? Caulfield?
the arena.
Oh, you like the
Yeah.
arena.
Caulfield in the arena.
So mine's a confusing answer, I would say. It's very confusing.
I'm curious.
I grew up always a Leafs fan, diehard Leafs fan. I loved them. Never would have guessed I'd ever come close to the NHL, or NHL teams would watch me play hockey or anything. Played junior B in my hometown, Elmira, Ontario, and then I go to Western Michigan, and then I start, as they would call it, running amok. And then all of a sudden I have all these like NHL teams like talking to me, and like I'm a free agent because I was never drafted because nobody knew who I was in Elmira. And the end of my career there, Toronto was into it. And then they were watching me play. And then I was literally 5 minutes down the road at my cottage here. And I had, the end of my senior year of university, I had gone to Syracuse, and Columbus had said, please let us bring him in. We just want first crack at signing him July 1st, but we want to see him play first for us in the AHL. But then if we do that, we get first crack at signing him. So we say, sure. And they guarantee me an AHL deal. So then come the summer, Syracuse decides they don't want me. Columbus doesn't want me. They have a deadline of July 15th to take the guaranteed deal or not. I'm at my cottage. Toronto brings me there to interview me, fitness test, the full deal. Everything goes great. And they say they're like going to sign me. And then they didn't. And I left the Air Canada Center, it was called at the time, driving back to Elmira, Ontario, windows down, hair blown in the wind, music cranked, thinking I'm signing with my favorite team my whole life. And this is the craziest thing ever. And then it just didn't happen. So they said they needed more time. And then come July 15th, I had to make my decision. And my agent says, well, then you bet you just take the deal, take the guaranteed. And I did. And then they penciled me in the coast from the start of the season. So she was a tough hill to climb. And I hated Toronto for a long time. I hated them for a very long time. And now it's all different people running it. It's different players. It's a whole different thing. But like, I don't know. When they play, it's like everybody gets so excited around here. The only reason I want them to win now is because I know what it would do to towns and people in these areas, that everybody would have so much more fun if they could ever figure out how to win. But they don't know how to win, and they're not gonna. So, that's that. So it's the Leafs, I guess, right? But I actually just like cheering for Shed guys. So if there's any Shed guys in the NHL, I cheer for them. And shout out to Ethan Frank that just won the Calder Cup of the AHL last night. He'll be in the NHL before you know it. Western Michigan Bronco signs as a free agent. Same deal as me, a one-way AHL deal. He's an AHL All-Star his rookie year. Well done, sir. And then wins the championship. Now he's on an NHL deal. He'll be there soon, and he's a Shed guy. That's cool to see,
That's awesome.
So he's going to be playing for Washington probably. So then I'll probably be a Washington fan, because I cheer for Shed guys. So yeah. Jake, you better get to sleep, man. Hey?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for doing this, buddy. You didn't seem tired. You're a gamer. You were ready to play from drop of the puck. Right, Moose? The kid can play.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Jakey. Thanks for taking the time, man.
Yeah, seriously. And you know what? It's an interesting Shed family we've started around here, but it takes people like you guys. It takes people being like Moose and being that type of guy that wants to talk to everybody. And it also takes guys like Jake that show up with the chocolate and get this whole thing started, because if that doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And then all of a sudden fun isn't fun, and all the fun isn't happening around the world, right? So thank you guys for doing what you're doing. Keep it up. Go Storm and Devils, right?
Yeah, thank you, Wally. Thanks for having the both of us.
Okay. And this has been another episode of 2 L's and Hockey Tales with Eddie, Moose, and Wally.